Let's talk real estate. Real estate, I think many people would know, has become a bit of a national obsession over the last few years. There's a couple of real estate stories that are kicking around this week. Now, I noticed that in the Courier newspaper today, Mount Pleasant has apparently been Australia's top suburb for house price growth. This is according to Domain, the online website for real estate, and it shows that the median house price is up by 26.2% on the same time last year. So you'd have to expect there's been a few more expensive properties that have been sold in that area. 26.2% is really quite staggering. There's also in Maryborough, property market's been performing well and well above the rest of regional Victoria, broadly speaking, for the last financial year. Median house prices in Maryborough have reached $245,000. That's an increase across the board of 8.9%. Regional Victoria generally has grown just under 4%, about 3.8% is the figure. Kate Ashton is a Maryborough-based real estate agent and is our guest this morning. Kate, good morning to you.
Good morning, Steve. Thanks for having us on.
Now, while those Mount Pleasant figures, I would imagine there's been a couple of more expensive properties that have pushed that figure up overall. The figures for Maryborough are much more a broad average. That's a pretty impressive rise of almost 9%. What's driving all of this?
Look, I think that the community has to be thumbs up for this one because people are moving here and paying more for properties because the lifestyle we have here in the Goldfields area, having Maryborough, Denali, Carisbrook and Talbot combined, it's a wonderful place to live. So that's why the prices have gone up a bit because, there's competition.
Who's moving there? Who's looking? When you say you've got people coming in, from where?
Yeah, so last week we had quite a few inquiries from Hoppers Crossing and Werribee. We've had them from Cranbourne. Recently, quite a few from Lilydale area. So there's no specific area that's definitely, packing up and moving to come here. But we also have a wonderful amount of people who are local, who are first home buyers, or they are moving from, say, for example, Denali into Maryborough. They're downsizing, they're upsizing. So they're staying within the community. And it is wonderful to see those young ones, those first home buyers, investing in our community that they might have grown up in for their own families and their own future.
Kate, for some of those people who are inquiring from further away, are they looking as investors or they are actually looking to move there and relocate to the Shire?
Again, a fantastic range of clients. So for a start, our investors, we have really high rates of low vacancy, So we've got very little on the market, on the rental market. So I do a Monday market update on my social media, Kate Ashton, and there were 73 properties available for sale with all agencies in Maryborough on Monday. There were only 13 rentals. So we have extreme demand for rentals, but we just don't have them. So we've got, I would say, maybe 30% of our buyers are looking for investment and 70% are moving here.
It's quite extraordinary. Are the jobs there for people, Kate, if they're moving there?
We don't necessarily have high vacancy in employment. However, we've got people moving here that may be retirees, but also young ones and middle-aged people who look at it as in, okay, so they might not have a job here ready to go now, but there are jobs out there if we really want them. And we've got some fantastic employers in Maryborough. One of our biggest employers would be our health services with Havilah, with the MDHS, the hospital. We've got Asteria, we've got True Foods, we've got Edlin. There's quite a few factories and businesses that you might not see if you go down the high street, but we've got really established businesses here. So there isn't lots of employment, no.
You see, the other aspect of that, and I know this is talked about through a number of regional centres, both mid-size and large. It's being talked about in Ballarat as a commuter suburb for Melbourne as such. So is there any essence of this that in Maryborough it may be people living there and then commuting to either Bendigo or to Ballarat? I mean, it's quite handy to both in that sense.
It's quite handy to both, and I had to laugh before at the traffic report for the city because I came from Denali, which is about 15 minutes drive, and there were about 6 cars on the road. It was horrendous, terrible.
Very slow morning for you this morning.
Oh, my God, you know, I had to stop at pedestrian crossings. Someone was getting the paper. It is that situation where 45 minutes in any direction, you can be in Bendigo or Ballarat on average. It is still the magic 2 hours from the city. So we don't find that people are commuting down to Melbourne every day. We would love to see more train services so that is a possibility. You know, I would love to see a university here because that would keep some of the youth and also encourage other people to come here and study. And that, again, public transport is something that there's always been an issue in regional Victoria.
Okay, can I ask you, are you sort of born and bred in the region, in the area?
No. Well, I grew up in the Dandenong Ranges. I've been here for 30 years. When I was at school here, I said, I'm leaving, I'm never coming back. Guess what? I'm back. Proudly, Ballarat Real Estate opened this office 15 years ago with me in High Street in Maryborough, and it has just been fantastic to have all of our employees here who are local, who have either grown up here or committed to being locals in our area, so that we know about our communities, we know about our community groups. People can come and say, oh, look, you know, we want to play archery, you know, where do we go to do that? We can tell them. It's more about showing what we have in our communities as lifestyle. Why do people come here? Because it's so bloody good.
The reason I asked if you were born and bred there was because you're clearly passionate about the region. So I was wondering if that was something you'd sort of, you know, was ingrained from growing up there or from moving there. But
it's completely learned. You know, I'm fortunate that my family's absolutely amazing and opened my eyes to the world. But what we have here, and you know, on my own website, I put all these links to things that are fantastic in our area, because it's not just about looking at bricks and mortar. It's about the kinders, the schools, the cafes, the churches, the cycling tracks. You know, all of these amazing things. And if you're not passionate about the area as a real estate agent, oh my God, you know,
it's a bit hard to sell something you don't believe in.
Absolutely, yeah. I love it, and I love catching up with people who have moved here, and I go to them and say, so was it all worth it? And usually the response is absolutely amazing, and their friends are coming now too.
Kate, thanks for your time this morning. Good to chat.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me, Steve.
Kate Ashton, Maryborough-based real estate agent, and clearly passionate about her region and her patch. But real estate values in Maryborough have gone up quite substantially. They've gone up by better than the state average, a little over double the state average of 3.8%, 8.9% in Maryborough and District.
Next week is Science Week across the ABC.
This year,